Hi guys! Today's video is a vlog of my last week in New Zealand. I filmed some clips and didn't do a whole lot of explaining, so I figured I would just sort of narrate what I did with my last week here before leaving to go to the US. First thing we did this week, which was last weekend, is my landlady Jane took us on a little road trip. The first place that we went through was Greytown. We went to a bookshop there that was really cute and a couple of antique stores, and then we moved on to Clareville Bakery.
Look awesome. Cutie. Did you not see that? Look at him.
So grainy.
Why is it? Why the heck is it?
Just trying to see.
Wait. Could you put a flash? Pepperoni. Pizza alla pepperoni.
He's doing it, flapping it around.
You know,
Okay, do a spin. Can you do a spin?
Whoa.
On your finger? You got it. You were almost there. Nice pizza right there. The fish slice.
I was feeling a little bit down because back home I left all of my stuff in a storage unit that my dad had, and it was like all of my journals and sentimental things, stuffed animals from when I was little, and photo albums and some clothes, and that got broken into this week, so that kind of dampened my spirits for a lot of the week, which is why I didn't really film that many days. And I was just dealing with a lot of feelings of sort of grieving my childhood belongings and what it means to be attached to objects, and trying to detach from things that to me really represent memories. I am not a very sentimental person by nature, but when I am sentimental, I'm really, really sentimental. And the one thing that I will keep forever and ever are my journals, and those are the only things genuinely that I just really wish that they had left. At the beginning of the week, on Monday, my dad informed me that they had broken in and that he didn't know what was taken yet because the people who ran the storage unit just told him that the lock was broken and that the door was open. So I was sort of living with this kind of anxiety in my stomach about what could possibly be taken, what could have been left behind. I hoped to God that they had left my journals because they aren't worth anything to anyone but me and my stuffed animals from when I was a kid. And there was just so many things in there that were really, really, really special to me, and that I had like hand selected to be my one box of remaining items there. I got rid of everything I owned except for that box when I left. So the only things that I have are the things that I brought with me on the trip and the things that I left there, which some were taken in the process. It was just kind of the cherry on top of all of these emotions I've been having recently about going home back to the US in the current political climate, and also just like leaving my boyfriend here in New Zealand. He's going to stay, and we've been long distance before, so this isn't anything new, but it just never gets any easier. But it still comes with all these feelings of what you're leaving behind, and the US doesn't really feel like a place that I want to go back to right now. It doesn't feel like home right now, and I've been feeling a lot of fear and dread surrounding it, and the long plane ride to get there, and missing Carwan and going back to work, and sort of going back into a life that is the same, but I'm not the same. I'm going back to my old job. I'm gonna see my friends. I'm gonna be living on my brother's couch for a month. Like, it's not my ideal situation. I am very excited to see my friends, and I'm very excited to see my family. But again, it's like I have experienced so much in the past 10 months of being away that I'm going back with a completely different perspective and so much experience under my belt that it is really nerve-wracking. So for a few days I was feeling super, super down, trying to gain some perspective over the fact that they are just objects and those memories still exist. And I'm so lucky as well that like we have phones now and we can have our photos in the cloud, so that it's not like all of my photos just disappeared because they were all in physical form. I was going through a lot of that grief throughout this whole week, so that's kind of why, I don't know, I just couldn't bring myself to communicate. And I'm really happy that I have the people that I do in my life to support me and to give me pep talks and to continue making memories with, because I really don't know what I would do if I was alone here and that something like that had happened. I feel like I would be a lot worse off. But it was really sweet when I found out about it. I was just kind of a mess, and Jane, my landlord slash roommate, was so sweet. She's like my mother away from my father, because I don't really, anyways, she is become like a family feeling member in my life, and she was very sweet. She gave me a big hug. She made me a hot water bottle, my first hot water bottle. Now I'm obsessed. And she was just very, very sweet. And Karin was very, very sweet as well. And we went to the shop and bought my favorite snacks and watched my comfort movie, Fantastic Mr. Fox. And I just stayed curled up in bed for the rest of the day. And then my dad went to the storage unit and had a look around. And the day that we went to the dome was the day that he told me what was still left. And it looks like, luckily, that they left a lot of my stuff. He said he saw some stuffed animals and some books and some clothes. He didn't give me a fully detailed list, but he said that they took everything else, like everything in the storage unit, which some of it was his stuff and some of it was my brother's stuff, and a lot of it was pretty important. And I think that this week was hard. It was a lot of just existential feelings about how we attach ourselves to items and what happens if those are kind of ripped out from under us. It made me realize a lot more how important it is to just appreciate the here and now, appreciate the memories you're having while you're having them, instead of being so desperate to write it down, to record it. I hope you got something from this video. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of it. I had a very tumultuous week, but I love New Zealand so much, and I hope to come back here one day very soon. I will be going to Portland in 2 days, back to the US. I love Portland. It's my hometown. I miss all my friends and family, and I am happy to get to see them. But I will also be very happy when I get to leave the US in September. Thanks, guys, for watching this kind of weird, depressing, very raw video. But if you made it this far,